What's up, everybody? This is James John Kirby, and I thought I'd bring you a new topic, one on spirit swords, but more specifically, Don Guillaume spirit exorcism knives. These are Don Guillaume spirit exorcism knives, and they're traditionally used in South Korea. But many countries in East Asia have spirit knives that they use in different practices by spirits and mediums. When they use these knives, spirits and mediums are usually possessed by deities or some type of spirit when they hold them. And this is a type of spirit or deity that has some type of militaristic power or energy. And when they use these knives, they are able to defeat evil and malevolent entities more efficiently. The style and the shape of these swords are to be used as weapons, but spiritual weapons. You will be able to find knives that have a beveled edge like these. These are dull, but you will find some that are sharpened and but these are specifically used in spiritual practice. The swords began their origins on the battleground and in conflict, in which they eventually became used as cultural items and spiritual items for mediums and psychics. The legend of these swords goes with something called a Geommu, which is a knife dance. And that began in 660 CE and during the Three Kingdoms of Korea era. A young boy that had lived in the Shilla dynasty named Huang Cheng had a natural talent for using these knives and in his dance and martial arts practice. So he became quite famous as a result of it. And then one day he was asked by an opposing kingdom, the Bakche kingdom, the king of that kingdom, to come and perform for him. And he accepted and performed and killed the king. And as a result, he was also executed. But as the legend goes on, his memory continued, in which the practice of using these knives in ritualistic dance continues to this day. So they are used in something called a Geommu knife dance, and so with that, they also have become an integral part of psychic and medium rituals when doing battle against evil entities and bad spirits. So, what exactly is the purpose of using spiritual swords? Well, spiritual swords, or these Dan Guillaume, are used when a medium is going into battle with malevolent entities and evil. And a medium would use these swords in order to stab at the aura of a person or of a location and place. And in doing so, they would release the negative energy and dissipate all that is stagnant and bad in that area. So traditionally, a dance would be performed with these knives or other type of militaristic or martial arts formations and fighting styles. Um, but now it is used simply for other purification rites. And the spiritual practice and mechanism in using the swords can be found in martial arts of itself. So, say for instance, if you wanted to use them to go do a cleansing, but you also know martial arts, you would employ your martial arts knowledge to this. If you are knowledgeable about dance, then you would employ the knives in the exorcism rituals with dance. So, but the swords would also step through the spiritual realm, and and by doing so, you can release or attach to the transference of energy in that by channeling yourself with the energy as a medium and psychic to employ the technique of taking away the negativity and removing it and sending it elsewhere. Although these swords do not specifically have a sharp edge because they are used in exorcism rituals and other psychic practices. If, say, for instance, you're using these knives and you believe that someone is possessed by a negative spirit or demon, and you want to cleanse them, and you go in and you stab at their aura and pull out, different energies, and then you attach them to your knives and try to release them. And then all of a sudden, without touching the person, they begin to bleed unexpectedly. And by bleeding unexpectedly, that is a sign of spirit possession and other supernatural phenomenon attributed to the spirit knives. The swords are specifically used in spiritual rituals and purification and cleansing rituals for psychics and mediums. So anytime they are in the practice of cleaning out a location, exorcising negative energies, knives, they could use them, employ what they know in their skills of either dance or martial arts or any kind of militaristic style, and try to pull the energy from these knives, stab into them, the energies that are negative, pull them, release them out, and then cleanse your knife. Oftentimes you'll see in places like Korea, they'll blow something called soju, which is a rice wine, onto the knives through the air. So you see like fire blowers, but they'll blow them, they go, but they'll have with a lot of alcohol in their mouth, cleansing the knives as they do so. But you can cleanse your knives either which way you want. So these are how the spirit knives are used. So who are the type of people that would use these spirit knives? Both men and women use them in Korea. But specifically, you need to have some type of psychic or mediumship ability when you use these. You should be able to know that you are psychic or medium when you use them, because they can hold a certain type of energy that you may not be willing to hold on within yourself. But in doing so, if you are drawn and attached to knives like this, albeit the sharp ones or the not so sharp ones, but if you're a psychic, I think if you are attached or attracted or instinctually drawn to these type of knives, then this is something for you regardless of race or culture. So I think those are the type of people that would benefit from using these. It doesn't matter where you come from, but since we do live in America, not everybody has the knowledge of certain things that they could attain from other cultures that would help contribute to the psychic, pantheon of knowledge. So I think spirit knives would be a good start for many psychics who are drawn to redirecting energy, purifying energy. As I said, these are not sharp at all, so it's not going to hurt anyone, except for the tip, but that's for a stylistic purpose, so you can get the ones with the sharp edges, but those are for some really hardcore people right there who are willing to either fight actual, physical battles with people, or mediums who can withstand the tolerance of being hit and not being cut by a knife, which is sometimes a sign of it, or constant bleeding while touching these knives is also another sign. So if you are, say, someone in America who is of European descent or African American descent, and you're like, whoa, those are really cool, I really identify with them, then spirit knives are something to consider, because if you want to do the practice of metaphysical and spiritual work, these knives would benefit you in many ways. So they're beautiful knives. These have a dragon on them, so they're not sharp, and you can find them through certain distributors. So I don't know if you can see that all without glaring it. So yeah. also find me at Twitter